You cannot outsource your salvation. I have kind of a big topic to share with you about today, and it might be triggering a little bit. And that's actually a good thing, because whenever we're kind of triggered or feel some heat come up from something, it's an opportunity to look at, where is this bumping up against my beliefs, or where am I not being active in my life around a certain topic? So I invite you, if you do get triggered in this conversation, to just let yourself feel what you're feeling and have the experience that you're having, and then consider, how is this impacting my life? My content is always intended to have you look at your own life and see, how does this impact me, and where could I make upgrades? Where could I make improvements? Where is this true for me? Where is this not true for me? Don't just take my word for it. Always go back to your own truth in your own heart to see if something is correct for you. I'm Waxéla Sananda. Thank you for joining me today. So let's start at the beginning. What do I mean by salvation? Salvation is defined as being saved from destruction, being saved from it could be from death, from evil, from the quote unquote powers that be, the idea of the being saved from the negative things in the world that can happen. Another definition is being saved or redeemed from sin. So as you're thinking about what salvation is, that might be personal to you. You'll have your own kind of relationship of what salvation is for you. Essentially, salvation is being delivered from something that you don't want to experience or have going on in your life. So you can't outsource your salvation. What am I talking about here? What is outsourcing? Outsourcing is putting it on someone else, or making it someone else's duty or job, or just expecting someone else to take care of you in a certain way. Now, this does not mean that we can't have collaborators and people that we do this life with. By all means, we are communal beings, and I think that it's very, very important to have community in your life. So don't mistake this as me saying that you have to do this alone. And simultaneously, there are some things that you cannot expect others or someone else to take care of for you. And one of those things is your personal salvation. Let's get into this a little bit. Where might you expect someone else to save you? So this talk today was inspired by an event I did at Opt for Light in Sarasota last Friday. I will be doing these every other week. I do an Elkiwan meditation, and then we have community conversation and gathering, which is really lovely. So, so if you're in Sarasota area, come on over to Opt for Light. It's every other Friday. I'll put a link to that in the notes. But here we go. So someone was talking about the Nasara Jasara, and if you don't know what that is, I'm not going to get into it here, but essentially, it's not that I don't believe in that or think that it's wrong or anything like that. What the element of concern for me in that conversation is, there is a belief that someone else, the white hats, it's the whole white hats versus dark hats. If you're in the world of spirituality, surely you've probably heard somebody talking about this, but the quote unquote white hats are going to save us. Essentially, the idea that there is someone out there working on behalf of the spiritually awakened people on this planet, the light workers, the star seeds, and that they're taking care of everything. They're wiping out our debt. They're changing our money system. They're doing all of these things for our benefit so that we can be restored and step into higher dimensional living on the planet. Now, while I'm not going to say none of that's going on, I don't know what all's going on, and that's not my job to know. I'm not going to say it's not true. I'm not going to say it is true. Here's the problem that I have. When I hear people speak about this Nasara Jasara thing, there is this belief in a salvation that is coming from the outside in. And I do not think that it works like that. So if you're doing your personal work, if you're truly taking action on your life, on creating things, this is in the financial realm, taking action to take care of your finances. In the health and wellness realm, taking action to take care of your body, your physical body, taking action in the spiritual realm to meditate, to manage your mindset, to have the life that you want to have, and taking care of your relationships, the people around you. All of these categories are parts of life that you cannot outsource. That's what I mean by you cannot outsource your salvation. There is no one out there that can fix everything for you. Certainly, there are benevolent beings that can assist and support. There are angelic beings that can spiritually support us and guides. There are galactics that are working for the betterment of us. However, that does not mean that you don't need to do anything, that you can just rest assured that everything's going to work out and you can sit back and eat chocolates and watch TV. And there's nothing wrong with chocolate or TV. I'm just saying that's not going to save you. And also there's embedded in this, there's the concept of needing to be saved, which also is essentially not true, other than the fact that we can't expect that all of our problems will be wiped out by someone else. And if there's something going on with you internally that has you desiring to eat chocolate, drink wine, and watch Netflix, then and other than for fun, because that's fun to do, right? As a fun distraction sometimes. But if that's something you do constantly or repetitively or chronically, instead of living your life and getting outside and being with people and having fun and enjoying and creating abundance in your life and creating community and all of the good things that this life has to offer, and health and wellness and getting out and being active, if you're outsourcing that, or just thinking, oh, it's all going to be reset anyway, I don't have to think about any of those things, then you're sticking your head in the sand, and that is bypassing. And I'm seeing bypassing happen. Of course, it's happening in this world on a lot of different levels. On the health level, where the idea that I can just take a pill or go get a surgery or go have someone else fix me and I'll be fine. Taking a JAB, and then I don't have to worry about my immunity. Things, that type of thinking can get people in a lot of trouble physically, because that can make you think that you don't need to take care of your own body. And your own body is your temple. You must take care of it. You must clean your temple, keep it up to date, keep it beautiful, keep it healthy and well, exercise it. Feed it good food, nourish it, care for it, love it, give it good experiences, give it lots of healthy activity. This is how we care for our body temple. And then our home is an extension of that. Our vehicle, if you drive a vehicle, is an extension of that. The people in your life, your friends and family, these are all extensions of your own temple. And we must care for our temple in all of these beautiful ways. And financially, that is also part of our temple of abundance and prosperity. When we have healthiness, have created health in all of these different realms of life, then we will be overflowing with abundance in so many different ways that we can share and be generous and give from our abundance and our overflow. And in that giving and generosity, we upgrade those around us and inspire them to do the same. And we create the world that we desire, the world that we want to live in this way. This is how we move into 5D and experience living a life of higher dimensional reality together. And it is not by thinking someone else has that taken care of, someone else is going to handle that for me. I was raised in the Christian church as a Lutheran, and there is this concept that Jesus is going to save us, and that if you give all of your sins away, if you believe in Jesus, that he died for your sins, that you no longer have to carry the burden of the things that you've done. It is very important not to carry around the burdens of our past mistakes. We can forgive ourselves and certainly be forgiven. The distinction here is that we can't think that there's no personal work, that we're going to bypass our personal work and just give these sins away to someone else, such as Jesus, and that it's all done. There's a bypassing in that. We must allow ourselves to let go of those things ourselves from our hearts, to clear and free ourselves from those burdens. And if it helps to pray to Jesus and ask Jesus to assist you in that process, by all means, that's great. I do not have a problem with that. Or if it's God, or if it's, any other guide or deity or angel or being, it's great to have co-collaborators in the process, seen and unseen. It's just that the idea that I can expect someone else to take away my sins without doing my own personal work, that doesn't really work. That's outsourcing your salvation. And there is always going to be some level of personal clearing, personal coming to terms with, personal taking the awareness of, oh, I did something that had a negative impact on someone else, and now I get to do the necessary actions to come to terms with that, to apologize sometimes, to make a phone call sometimes, or to, if that person's not in your circle, you can't find them, or they're deceased, to make amends in my heart with what happened. And that's coming to peace with a situation. There are so many levels of that. That is the personal work and the clearing and the deep, I call it the dark seed work, the shadow work that we must do in order to come to the light. Yes, having someone to pray to that you believe will help you, that's fine. Essentially, it's knowing that forgiveness is within you, that the beings that are assisting you, are part of you, are within you. You cannot fully outsource your anything, really. It's all happening from within. We have to find that forgiveness from within. We have to believe that we are forgiven and are worthy from within. And then ultimately where we get is that we realize I was always worthy. Yes, we all make bad choices, poor choices sometimes, not even bad. We all make choices that don't pan out sometimes. And sometimes they are just the wrong choice or have a negative impact on someone else. When we know better, we do better. Very common saying. But as we evolve, as we realize the implications of our actions, we take better actions. We make better choices. We treat people better. We treat ourselves better. We see that other person is actually myself in another body, in another temple. I respect all of the other beings that I come in contact with because they are all me. We are all one. This is the law of one. This is the truth. This is the reality that we live in, that we are in everyone else, that we are this planet. We are this universe. We are all of it. And we're having an experience centered in a physical body, which is really fun and really exciting, really painful sometimes too. And it's all okay. So the teaching today, the message today is to look at your life and notice, where am I outsourcing my salvation? Where am I expecting someone else, whether it's a partner or the government or anyone else, to take care of me, to take care of my life and my responsibilities? And where can I be more at cause of my life? Where can I take on personal and being responsible for my life? Where can I support myself and generously support others? As we do this more and more, here's the magic that starts to happen. As we do this and we can hold more of our energy, we can hold more of our health, we can hold more wealth, we can hold a higher frequency, we can hold more energy. All of this container that I am expands to hold more. And when we demonstrate from our inner being responsibility, being responsible for our lives, for my life, each one of us individually can think, when I am responsible for myself and my life at a very high level, I am granted the gift of more to be responsible for. When I am not acting responsibly with my resources, whether they be physical, emotional, energetic, financial, power, control, when I am not behaving and acting in a responsible way with that which has been given to me, I will not increase. I will not have more because I have not demonstrated responsibility in alignment with what I have been given. And when I choose to be responsible at a higher level and hold this energetic container of abundance in all areas of you can think of it as soul wealth in all areas, as I demonstrate a higher level of responsibility, which also includes generosity and recognition that you and I are one, as I hold that container in a more responsible way, then I am granted more. That container, there's more to fill, and it fills. It's always filling. It is always filling from the abundance. There is infinite abundance to be filled with. As I expand my container is filled by the divine more and more. As I demonstrate responsibility and acting in a responsible way, acting in a certain way, if you saw my video from last week, then I will be granted more naturally. I am given more. More is given as I am able to hold it and activate it and share it with generosity with myself in all of the other beings that are present on this planet. And isn't it just a natural thing for anyone that has children or pets or family that you absolutely love? We desire to give and be generous with those whom we love. We desire to share. We desire to include and uplift those around us who we love and who we care for. It's a natural thing for a parent to want the best for a child, or if you have pets instead of children, to want to give them the best life, to have them be happy and joyful. And then that contributes back to us as their caregivers. Or maybe it's your family. If you have elderly parents, you want to see them. If you're in a loving relationship with your parents, of course you want to see them comfortable till the end of their lives and joyful and happy. And as we pour in to others' comfort and joy and happiness and well-being generously, that naturally reflects back to us in our own comfort and joy and happiness. So to bring it back around, I encourage you to look at where in your life are you choosing to outsource, or have you been in the past choosing to outsource any of these categories that I've talked about? And where can you take on being responsible for your own salvation and allow that to lift you up to your next level of presence, to your next holding and awakening to I am all of this. And we all are the one I am. And just take a deep breath there. Breathe with me for a minute, anchoring that into your heart, feeling your presence and divinity and worthiness, feeling the truth that you are infinitely abundant and worthy, that your presence is a gift. It is the present that you give to this world. Thank you for being here at this time. Thank you for sharing your presence with me here in this moment. And thank you for your generosity. You are the source, the I am. I am the source of my salvation. Thank you for joining me today. I'm Waxéla Sananda. Please give this video a thumbs up, to like it and subscribe. It helps other people find my channel so I can share this with more of I am, more of us. I love you. I cherish you. Namaste.